snatchies.
My princess needs me.
Skewing you a bit too much.
My name's Sam.
I'm Kat.
I'm Halcyon and we're part of My Darling Patricia.
I'm Geordie Brookman and I'm the director of Knives in Hens by David Harrower.
I'm Lucy Guerin and I've choreographed a work, Structure and Sadness, which will be performed in the Malthouse Theatre here at the Malthouse.
I'm John Romrell, the writer for Malthouse Season Two's version of One Night the Moon.
I'm Aunt Caroline.
I'm Aunt Jane.
And I'm Nana Liz.
And we're appearing in Care Instructions
at the Malthouse.
I'm Umi Umare. I'm Melbourne-based Butoh Japanese performer, and this time I'm performing Entrance in Malthouse Tower Theatre.
I'm Meryl Tankard, and at the moment I'm working on The Oracle.
I'm Michael Cantor. I'm the director of Happy Days.
And I'm Julie Forsyth, and I'm performing in Happy Days, along with Peter Carroll.
We're using as a point of inspiration a recent story of 3 German children who were intercepted on a train on their way to the airport.
On their way to Africa.
Yeah, and their plan was to elope to Africa together.
Structure and Sadness is a dance work, and it's a response to the 1970 collapse of the Westgate Bridge. One of the main themes of the work is this idea of fragility, and that our lives are so tenuously balanced and can at any moment really collapse due to unforeseen events.
It's a lost kiddie story. It's one of those great Lost in the Bush stories. A kid, the daughter of a farming couple, wanders off one night, lured away or attracted away really by the moon.
Knives in Hens follows a character only known as the young woman, and it is a journey of discovery, it's a journey of liberation.
It is that beautiful, bittersweet world, which is really a desperate but very desirous search for a happy day, and that we all want a happy day. And I think it actually relates back to sort of the grand theme of our year down at Malthouse, which is the human desire for happiness.
What I love about this piece too is that Beckett's created a character who is trapped in this circumstance and is, through routine and habit and just incredible optimism, desperately really soldiering on to keep sort of despair and chaos at bay.
It's a take on Sleeping Beauty.
With lots of swooning.
Swooning. It's told from the point of view of the fairy godmother who sends Sleeping Beauty to sleep.
And I'm hoping to invoke the spirit of a time when our ancestors had a close relationship to the earth. Looking at the body and muscles and skin and the form of the human body, hopefully in a different way.
I wanted to draw the dual existence of myself in here. Like my world's upside down, Japan is winter, I'm here in summer, raining in Melbourne, and sunny in Tokyo. This work is focusing on entrance, boundary, crack between the world, mundane world, and life and death.
One way I think of playwriting is like building a display home and inviting an audience in to sample it room by room. In this display home they'd find the very raw nerve ending of race relations in Australia.
It's one of those wonderful pieces where it is very a stark sort of face-to-face with the audience, really, as an actor, and everything is stripped away. Back to text. It's a great challenge, and it's fantastic to come back to Beckett.
We're really delighted, actually, that we're showing at the same time as Happy Days, because we've always felt that it has a kind of Beckettian reference of the women in the bag.
The time has rushed back to Samuel Beckett, and in Happy Days he creates something really very special. This mound of everything and nothing, in which Julie's caught in.
The Oracle will be set to Stravinsky's score, The Rite of Spring. I'm collaborating with Regis Landesac, a video artist and photographer, and the only performer in the production will be Paul White.
This work continues My Darling Patricia's exploration into the domestic fantastic looking at familiar and domestic landscapes heightened and made mythic and surreal.
What most excites me about Knives and Hands is, I suppose, Harrower's ability to create a truly individual landscape and truly individual world.
So it combines, you know, the great arts of acting, the great arts of singing, the great arts of music making. Being in a 3D space with 3D musicians making 3D music is always a wonderful experience, one of the great primal tribal experiences.
Dance work that we've created grows out of engineering principles, ideas of compression and tension and torsion, which we worked a lot on with the dancers to develop the movement.
This time I'm using a dance Butoh, which is very modern. In fact, it's not ancient dance form, it's actually quite contemporary dance form. It's happened after the war, and originally dance was called the dance of darkness, so it was focusing on the dark side of beauty.
Well, it's kind of Gertrude Stein meets Marguerite Duras on a perfect drying day.
With a little bit of Louise Bourgeois thrown in for good measure.
A flowing aesthetic.
Paul will be the only performer in this Rite of Spring. It's his presence, his power and his talent and the driving force of that music that's sort of compelling me to go further forward with his work.
Julie is dead centre for 2 hours and is not allowed to move. In fact, physically can't move for the length of the performance.
Trapped.
Using digital images, amazing images of digital images by C.U.B and installation by Naomi Otta, dramaturg by Moira Finucane, and amazing lot of artists to collaborate.
Winking and pointing and pricking and out.
Pointed spindle.
And then she swoons.
This idea of the bridge as a connecting structure between communities and between people, and the dancers actually construct the set themselves, as well as then switching modes into a more performative state.
It's going to be good, so join us at Malthouse Theatre.